Hola, cage fighting connoisseurs. This is Kid Nate of BloodyElbow.com, joined right here in the front by Mr. Eugene S. Robinson.
Wait. Go fuck yourself!
The corporate sponsors are flocking to the show because of this kind of dynamism right here. The NBC Scouts.
That's right. As well as, hold on. I was going to ask you before we got on. Ian Freeman is the guy who runs Fighters Only, right?
I don't think so.
Why are you trashing
him?
I'm not trashing him.
Are we heading towards Journalist of the Year?
No, that's where
Do
I'm
we
going
need some lighter fluid? Once again,
I use kerosene.
Not nominated.
Not nominated. Not even fucking nominated. That shit is a chandra. It's a mockery of a travesty of a sham. Not nominated. Who was nominated? Let's talk
about a bunch of very talented writers and performers.
Right, really?
Ariel Helwani, Luke Thomas.
Oh, hold on. I know you're friends with Helwani, but how many times has he won?
Like 4 in a row.
You can't even run for mayor of New York 4 times in a row.
Bloomberg said the police was his own private army, 7th largest army in the world.
Okay, that's
that
great.
New guy, like it'd be the same thing. If you got elected Journalist of the Year, it would still be Helwani's army back there. It would be turning on it like that.
But Luke Thomas got in, right?
He got nominated.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, so that's exciting. But we're here to look back.
So what I'm saying is, your vote for Luke is a vote for me.
Oh, that's a vote for me is a vote for me, and I'm not nominated. So, but vote Luke by all means. Endorse. I'll be voting for Luke myself, just only because Ariel's already won so many times. All right.
Well, only?
Well, not only, but I got to say things like that.
Okay, all right.
I work with everybody there.
All right.
So we're looking back, not back there, but back in time to 2014, a dire year for the UFC, and an okay year for MMA on the whole, maybe. And
he's about to
kidnap him. He's much more intimidating now that he's a purple belt. 2 years ago, I wasn't afraid of him, but now I'm like, where's my hornet spray? I got to keep it handy.
All right.
And so
hornet spray. I got a hornet spray story.
20 feet range. That's the beauty of hornet spray. It's much better than any kind of taser or pepper spray that you're gonna get.
See, my timing with the "don't fuck yourself" was a little bit off because here comes Coach Dream Crusher. So
here to make Eugene's dreams up and smoke.
Go fuck yourself. That's Kid Nate. That's good. Yeah, there you go. Well, you got to put your face in the camera so people can see. The show is live.
He's charging us.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
We're looking back.
Yes.
UFC in 2014, and we're looking ahead with a little bit of a care, don't care preview for the UFC in 2015, which actually is just going to go up to January. That's how stacked January 2015 is. But the big story of 2014, Eugene wanted to talk about some things that happened before 2014, but I had to remind him that the year actually has
369 days.
5.
That's my point.
All right. So the first story, injuries. Dominic Cruz just blew out his ACL again.
There's some confusion about whether he blew it out in the 1 minute and 30-second fight or in training, but it doesn't really matter in the end, does it?
No. And he's out for another year.
A year?
Another year. It's an ACL, dude.
Yeah. I would say 6. When I had my medial collateral ligament torn, they told me 6 months, and then it took me 6 months to walk again. Ouch. And then they
walk?
Yeah. Well, I had to go through physical therapy where I stepped up on a box. I mean, I couldn't. I was hobbling through Vegas to see the fights on a cane.
So you can walk with a cane.
Well, I could walk with a cane, and I still had this big leg brace on. And of course they said, well, after a year you can train, but this was a doctor who knew nothing about training. And so I was coming into the gym to pick stuff up, and guys were like mocking me, like, oh, it's like, your body's talking to you, man. And so if dude came back too early, he would have known. I mean, I knew when it was ready to go. I mean, now I have to look at the scar to remember which side it was on.
Yeah, that's how.
But for the 13th month, it was warm to the touch. You could feel it constantly. It was pretty terrible.
Was it a cadaver?
I didn't ask, man. No, I don't think it was.
You need answers like that.
No, I think they just used anchors and some other thing.
They didn't cut it out of something.
Hey, man, there were German and Japanese doctors in the room. That's all I know.
Eugene was thrilled.
We got the first Nazi reference.
Sick house.
I actually thought it was funny at a certain point in time when I was in Germany. Instead of saying goodbye to people, I was go, "Hi, Hitler." People would be like, what
That is just
You,
tasteless.
what the hell is? What did you just say? I go nothing.
A friend of mine got fired by another friend of mine as an art assistant for saying smarter than a Nazi doctor.
Really?
Yeah.
That's severe.
That was she felt I don't feel like that's a.
I don't think that is either. I know that chick got fired off of Transformers for describing Michael Bay as like worse than Hitler. And Spielberg picked up the phone
that's
and was
personal.
like, "Get him out, get him out, get her out." So, yeah. When the shit, as evidenced by these Sony emails, man, when that hammer comes down,
those Sony emails are hoot.
Yeah,
right?
I love those.
Yeah,
but you know what? And people are sort of coming to their defense, and I like it because all of us know if there was some server that kicked our emails out to the public, Jesus Cristo, man, I would be persona non grata in more places than I'm already persona non grata.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't read my G-chat transcripts, please, because we got Dominic Cruz, but that was the least of it. We had Cain Velasquez out for the entire year, including missing the big Mexico City debut, where he's supposed to fight Fabricio Verdum, and he's on for some point in the indefinite future. I think he's finished.
Is he? There's a possibility that he's finished, but in my mind, it has to do with real weird championship stuff, like, educability. I remember when I had hurt my back massively lifting weights and took a year off and then hurt it again. And I said, I can't take another year off. I need to be smart about this. And I remember reading this thing. A 49ers doctor gave me this thing about mastery of the sport. And you will have to make the reality adapt to your body, not the other way around.
I believe that's the first NFL reference you've ever made on the show.
Yeah.
49ers
I'm not so strong on the football thing.
So how did you hook up with a 49ers doctor?
He was in town, and I knew that I would never listen to a doctor who wasn't an athlete or dealing with athletes, because they always tell you the same thing.
My Uncle Melvin wouldn't listen to any doctor that was licensed.
Is he still alive?
No, he lived to be 90.
Oh, okay, all right.
So
what doctors were not licensed that he was listening to?
He would say things like, "I used to see this old quack."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
I had Hitler's doctor. Well, my favorite story. You can't. It's not my actual story. It was when who was the secretary? The Nazi secretary.
Martin Bormann.
When Martin Bormann got to South America, he had a terrible.
Allegedly, because didn't they find his skull in Berlin?
No, that was bullshit. He was in South America.
I see.
And he had a toothache, and they said, "Oh my God, you're in luck. Mengele is here," and he was like, nah. Bormann refused to have his teeth looked at by Joseph. Even he knew. It's like,
well, maybe Mengele knew he wasn't pure Aryan or something.
Well, none of those.
Maybe he would have just injected some blue dye in his eye.
Yeah, just like Gregory Peck did in Boys from Brazil. Ira 11, great movie.
That was a very intense movie. But back to Cain Velasquez. So
I think the mastery thing was like, you have to making the reality. You have to adapt. There's a certain point at which the impetus of youth will not drive you through injury. You're just going to have to be smart about how you use your body in the world. And wrestlers never are. You know how I know this? Because there are no old wrestlers. You got Al Bundy doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu 5 times a week. How could that guy be doing any other? He couldn't even be doing judo.
Well, what about let's see. Yeah, no, I'm not thinking of too many active old.
No, wrestling drives your body super hard, and you have to realize at a certain point.
There's all catch guys. I mean, Gotch was going.
Yeah.
He was tormenting victims in those 90s.
Yeah, Gotch, who had double hip replacement, just like Dan Gable.
Ouch.
Gable shamed me during the interview for the fight book by refusing to take the elevator. He's fucking. Yeah,
smart.
Yeah,
smart.
He's still alive. Gotch is not
no longer with us, but a hip replacement.
But can Cain break himself off of how he's been training since he was 10 years old? Can he do it differently?
I don't think so. The videos I've seen of him training, except for the video where he was taking it easy on you. but other than that video, every time I've seen him training, it's pedal to the metal, and it's just it's like watching Sean Sherk with the giant tires. It's like clearly an injury just waiting to happen.
Yeah, you can't, he could probably crank down his training about 15% and still succeed, but it's a mental thing. Like, He won't feel like I'm not, if there's a reason I lost, that's the reason. I wasn't pushing it,
Yeah.
So who knows? I mean, I don't know. Has he already lost the title?
No, he hasn't lost the title.
So
There's an interim champion.
okay.
Fabricio Werdum is the interim champion.
Is he scheduled to fight again?
Tentatively scheduled for spring of
Okay.
2015.
Okay.
Or June. I think
Okay.
it's pushed all the way back to June, which sucks. I mean, that's like a year and a half without the heavyweight champ.
Well, fortunately, I never thought we'd say this, but I mean, I don't, and you might disagree, but I think the heavyweight division is comfortably stacked with enough matchups so that I won't notice until June.
Well, I think that's because there's not going to be any high-profile heavyweight matchups until then.
Well, yeah.
Fabricio's not going to fight until June, so.
Oh, is he hurt?
No, but he's waiting for the Kane fight.
Yeah, okay, all right. So that'll be a tough, weird fight back for Kane, but at least they get a series if Werdum beats him, and he's like, well, I wasn't really ready.
Yeah. Which happening as soon as does.
And also, I think you can't invalidate or minimize at all the power of like being champ, man. Like I said, that's another job in and of itself, and I'm not talking about the work part of it. I'm talking about the autographs and the adulation and the things I know nothing about. The 72 virgins. I can just start making up stuff like what champions get because I have no idea. They're like unicorns to me, and the gold doubloons that they throw at them.
Silver prize? Your silver?
My gold.
Gold
from 2013, silver this year.
Yeah.
That gets me a lot. Undying envy and ridicule by my teammates.
Yeah, we saw the match.
That too.
But that buy round you got, that was brilliant.
That just put me right over the top. That was like that's the stuff that champion stories are made out of.
Yeah, it's the key.
Here's me sitting on the bench.
It's key to get a good draw. It's absolutely clutch. All right. So not only Kane, also John Jones. He had to miss his fight in September against Cormier. Frozen.
Still says live. There we go. Does it say? Do you think John Jones had an injury, or do you think John Jones had a injury?
Huh. I would think he needs the money enough that he isn't going to be dicking around with an injury. A big payday like that.
No, I mean, if you
wanted to set it on Simmer, just take it off Boyle and put it back on the Simmer.
No. If you look at you have your fantasy MMA league and you look at Gustafsson, if I'm looking at it like Jones is looking at it, I was like, I beat that guy.
Yeah, he got that one I think maybe, but the when he set out the DC fight in September.
Oh yeah. Okay, no. I'm mixing my sense of time again. I'm going back to the.
When you get older, time goes faster. That's one of the great mercies of life.
It's so cold in here, Eddie. turn the heat up.
This gym smells much cleaner in real life than I had imagined it.
Oh,
maybe it's just because the cleaners just came.
Yeah, they just came.
It doesn't smell like staph infections or
impetigo.
Yeah,
You wait. No, so I was thinking more about the Mahler thing, which I guess was not technically not.
And now Mahler's going to have to fight Rumble, but we'll get to that.
That's what I'm saying.
We'll get to that. But Jones defended his. Did he defend his title in 2014? I can't even remember.
I do not believe so.
No, I mean, that's how you get a lame year in the UFC. You have all your champions on the bench. Chris Weidman had one fight against Lyoto Machida, otherwise on the bench. He wasn't a guy that had the separated bicep. That was Hendricks. I can't remember what Weidman's injury was, but he'll be back against Belfort in March.
But I think the real story in 2014, I mean, the injuries let us see it more clearly, but the real story in 2014 were the big business moves the UFC was making.
Spreading the better thing.
Yeah, I mean, so that even with, noticing and taking note of what they'd done in the year, I mean, they could have done it. the actual fight.
Nerd check. Lord of the Rings, what character felt like he'd been spread too thin on the toast like butter?
I don't know, man.
See, he doesn't even know the basics. Bilbo, when he wore the ring too long.
Yeah.
He felt like he had been spread too thin.
I'm actually trapped in here.
You're dressed like a Sith Lord over here.
Oh, that's right.
And he's wearing slippers. He's driving around.
No, they're not slippers, man. They're outdoor. They're outdoor shoes. They're slippers because
outdoor shoes cover your heels.
I've stomped on the heels. That's why they're outdoor shoes, because my heels hurt from wearing bad running shoes. And now I have to run.
Were you a victim of one of those toe shoes bad?
No.
You were swept up in that.
I was, no, you know what I was doing?
Admit it.
No, I was running in socks. Yes, I was. I went back when I was a UFC fighter. When I was a UFC fighter, wearing those toe shoes, and then I had my IUD, my Dalcon shield. Any class action suit, I'm for it. I gotta get in. Just let me in. You know. So yeah, I think that the moves that they made, speaking of class action suits in 2014, the Reebok deal, the deal with Fox, I think these were the realignment. The Diaz is in, the Diaz is out. You know, Scott Coker taking over Bellator, Bjorn Rebney out. I think this was
CM Punk in.
I actually now at this point feel sorry for that guy.
He's in for a beating.
He's in for whoever. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they could get Fred Edish out. Maybe they could.
Edish is older than you.
He is, and he's. You know what? That guy has faced the music.
Oh hell yeah! I got mad respect for
yeah.
He fought. He got his redemption when he was like 53.
Yep.
Got notched in MMA win.
Yep. not a Joe Cavey, who I wrote about on Ozzy, and subsequently became a Facebook friend with, only to be subjected to. Only to be subjected to a constant battering stream of paranoia.
What worse than mine?
Oh man, he at odd points maybe accused me of trying to steal his story, and then I was kind of profiteering. I'm profiteering. Look at all I have.
There's pictures on the wall.
At this point, I'm not even. At this point, I'm not even using. I use it carrying my stuff around in a paper bag. I don't even have the paper bag.
Wow, that's living life.
Yeah.
Cutting down on those.
Let's call it voluntary simplicity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
The big trend back in your day. In the 80s.
I think it actually was.
Yeah, it was. I remember the 80s because I'm old too. All right, so we also had Hendricks out with a torn bicep, but he managed to fight twice. Both times against Robbie Lawler, lost the second time. Anthony Pettis spent most of the year out, partly because of injuries, partly because of Ultimate Fighting.
What do you think it says about that Hendricks-Lawler fight that nobody wants to see, a trio or that?
Well, didn't they just tell, they do want to see a trio of it.
No,
they pushed Rory McDonald out.
And
they're making Lawler fight Hendricks again. But,
yeah, they did
that
in deference to Hendricks. I think Hendricks just didn't show up for that fucking fight.
He fought pretty good in that fight.
Not as good as he has been.
He kind of gassed, but I mean,
it's kind of like he started training with Greg Jackson, and then the Greg Jackson magic.
The team takedown keeps Jackson away.
Yeah.
Waterfall.
Yeah. I will now fight like Francis Carmel. like Tommy Toll says, try laying on your problems for 25 minutes, homie. That's a pretty good idea. I'd lay on my problems for 25 minutes if that would make them go away.
Yeah. So we had injuries, low pay-per-view numbers, terrible ratings on Fox.
Actually, we didn't even touch on that. That was part of the business moves I'd been thinking about. But yeah.
I mean, pay-per-view may be dying because Pacquiao and Mayweather both had weak pay-per-view years. WWE has fled the scene of pay-per-view. So,
what do you think is driving those numbers down? Because
it's so easy to stream the pay-per-view. Yeah, I hear.
Yeah.
I've heard it's super easy to stream a pay-per-view, and also
because the viewership numbers are not going down.
Yeah, they are. The Fox ratings are down.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I see what you're saying. Yes.
The numbers, the aggregate numbers of people who are claiming themselves to be interested or involved in MMA is not a diminishing number. The growth deltas have.
I mean, Bloody Elbows traffic's been up this year, but a lot of those people.
Not according to Google Trends, my friend.
Hey. Google Analytics says it is.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, good.
ComScore too. And ComScore.
All right, good.
Good. Google Trends is just.
Oh wait, hold on.
Google Trends is just searches.
Did you just make the money?
I did make the money. Dallas.
No, you guys are great. You guys are compared to Vice. You guys are great. I think Vice's whole business model is built on the float. If I can hold them off for 3.5 weeks,
like deliver newspapers or anything where you had to work for wealthy neighbors. That's what I learned when I was 14 mowing lawns, that rich people never pay.
Oh no! I always my newspaper route when I go down to Maryland for the summers to spend the summers with my father, at least a month. And
that's where he made your Nazi friend. The kid.
Yeah, good, David Eford. Yeah, and KKK. Yeah, and
do you feel there's a qualitative difference between the Klan and the Nazis?
Yeah, of course.
American Nazis?
Yeah. Historically, yeah.
Well,
sure.
yeah, but I mean, like the Klan, where do you rate the Klan versus American Nazis?
Oh, American Nazis. Well, we have to go back to Rockwell for that, right? I mean, those guys. I mean, these weird cult of strength and become weirdly fetishized as some kind of quasi-sexual thing. I remember the first time we played Oklahoma, and we played the Crystal Pistol in Norman. And I'm sitting there in the van, putting on my punk rock socks or whatever, and I'm hearing like Nazi speeches, and I look and there's a Volkswagen station wagon, and the guy getting out, mind you, going to my show, gets out in like jack boots and full Nazi regalia. He's listening to Hitler's speeches at his Volkswagen, and he looks over at me like, Negro, and I go, and he went in the show anyway. So I was like, cool, man. Yeah, so I mean, clearly it's a psychological. Even in Germany at this point in time, except in Germany, I mean, things are changing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a new dawn rising?
Yeah, and it's being driven by Islamophobia. And I don't say this to. They've made it very hard.
Well, they wanted the Turks coming there and working. They didn't want the Turks coming there.
I'm talking about the Muslims have made it very hard on themselves there. No, there have been you can't be knifing your sister at the bus station as an honor killing. You can't be doing that.
But the Europeans have iced them out of any kind of assimilation now.
That's got nothing to do with stabbing your sister to death at the bus stop in Frankfurt.
When you get culturally boxed in, then things curve.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, you're correct.
And the Europeans have been very like they're like, come work, clean our hotels, wash our seats. But no,
if the Muslims in Europe are cranky about this, they should talk to the West Indians. They should talk to the yeah, right.
The Filipino guest workers.
Oh man.
Yeah, that is sad.
I watched a movie last night called On the Job. It's a great Filipino. No, it's a great.
Is it fiction?
It's supposed to be based on a true story. Great Filipino guns, and it's a shoot 'em up about two assassins who are let out of prison to perform hits for the government. And one of the guys has told his family to explain where he is, that he's a worker in Dubai. And I was like, I had forgotten that terrible piece of video, and then suddenly remembered it.
Like were they bulldozing people in the desert? Yeah, that's shakes.
Well, there was a guy in Poland working for some construction company, and the boss owed him. I don't remember. It was in zlotys. I don't remember what it was, a Polish monetary unit, but it came out to about 48 American dollars. And he goes, "Oh yeah, help me load this stuff, and we'll pay you later." And they load some wood in the back, and he and another employee drive out to the woods, and they said, "What are we doing?" He goes, "Well, I got to pick up something out here." And they throw the shovel down. They go, dig. What are you talking about? Dig a hole. I'm gonna put you in it. Because you're crazy. I'm not. He starts to dig. He goes, I'm not digging any hole. And they attack him with knives. And he decides to play dead.
Crafty.
Yeah. They roll him into the hole, cover it with leaves, and they pull off.
Huh.
He crawls to the road, gets rescued in time, fingers his boss. They arrest the boss. The boss is like, And when I did use the Google calculator for currency calculator, I was like $48.
Man, the savings add up. You gotta think small to make it big. You see. If you're paying all the help all the time, on my I'm gonna. Yeah, he's breaking the fourth wall. Don't touch me.
Yeah, no. Here's a guy. Here's my wallet.
Oh, he's got a picture. Is that Himmler?
No, that's Mussolini.
That's
Mussolini. But if you open my wallet, it is not really a lot of money in there. You'll find, that is a picture of Juan Corona. That's a guy who understood a little bit about employee relations.
Indeed. He died in prison.
Yeah, he died.
Yeah. Allegedly.
Yeah. All right.
In South America with Martin Foreman? Yeah. Why Juan Corona? Just to think about the savings?
Just to remind myself
He's the
about.
guy who hired farmhands and then killed them. I believe
Rather
he set
than-
himself up for their Social Security collection too.
Oh, I don't remember that. But
That might have been the Kerrville slave ranch in Texas. But
yeah, I think it was just just figuring out how save a little money. You know.
Save a few bucks.
Yeah, right.
See, the savings add up. 1 penny, stack your pennies.
Yeah,
One.
coming from him now, I'm gonna put my chair a little bit further back. I could pay you, Gene, or
I could save some money.
hey, why don't you help me haul some lumber?
Exactly. Start digging, Eugene.
All right. So anyway, so the injuries have been a pox on the sport, but it's at least allowed us to look in a really coherent way at the business move. So the numbers, the viewership numbers are going down, but this is something that is not specific to MMA and is very clearly not specific to, I mean, the pipelines on digital media that's televised are so huge, it's hard to steal. I remember I was in Israel and a friend of mine was like, oh, it's hard to get stuff here because it's embargoed, so we steal everything. You should, and I go, I'm not going to do it. Oh, it's easy. And it was Hurt Locker. I said, okay, well, how would you download that? And they tried to download it for me, and it took 3.5 hours. And even after, it was real sketchy and spotty. And I'm like, you know what?
You probably got some viruses.
Yeah, exactly. I would rather just pay the money But MMA with this shit with FS1, FS2, FS Sports, XR3T, square root of -2. I can't.
It moves over to FX at random.
Right, and then there's a glitch that they had the glitch where they're showing the Barrow, and I'm flipping through the chat. I mean, man, they're not making it hard to enjoy they're making it hard to enjoy the product. Yeah. And if I can say, screw this, I'm not going to sit here for 3 hours listening to them talk about the Yumbo, or whatever that freaking sandwich is that I've seen now 13,000 times. Why not? I mean, you are making us. Fight Pass is a genius idea. They need to expand. I would gladly pay.
It's much more efficient.
Yep.
Like it saves you so much, because the Fox Sports 1 broadcast go on.
Yes.
On,
yes.
on,
yes.
on,
and they should have, with TiVo, they should have learned. I will pay premium to not have to sit through that stuff. So
but they're trying to make bank, so they can pay the fighters, because that's what they're they wake up in the night. I'm not paying them enough. How do I get these guys more money? The Reebok deal.
Yeah. And there's a deal. They just signed another deal, or it's a pending deal. Monster.
Oh, Monster energy drinks.
Yeah.
But that's energy drinks.
Yeah. Well, Zion's paid a lot of money for Dana, owned by Dana.
Yeah, we don't want to get into Zion's conspiracies, but it was ugly. There's some seaminess on the Zion side. Like
seaminess.
Right there.
There was some seaminess when we sat down in this room. It's all right here.
There's seams on the map.
Yes.
Yeah. It looks like you could jam.
Yeah, we're gonna get a cover on that. I almost lost a foot the other day. I got caught in some guy's shorts, and everybody had to scream at the same time, "Don't move!" Because he was like, he thought that he was getting fight instruction, like, go, no, stop. So yeah, it's an unsettled landscape. But I mean, at a certain point, these are things that are raised in knuckle up. At a certain point, Roger Goodell doesn't want to come to work. At a certain
his FU money.
Yeah, at a certain point, I mean,
it's like that .com guy that impregnated all the women on the tropical island, and then sent his money to a trust, and now there's like 50 kids with his DNA suing the trust.
Is this Kim.com?
No.
Oh.
Kim.com, man.
I thought you were talking about
No, this is a dead
I remember this.
Tech millionaire.
I thought you guys mentioned the artificial insemination doctor who he gave him, what was it, Hobson's choice. You can have any bed you want, as long as it's that bed by the door.
Exactly.
I want a tall, blonde, blue-eyed.
I'm tall-ish.
I'll be right back. Guy goes in the back and comes out. Woo! Here you go. Look, man.
That guy's doing the Lord's work.
5 years later, everybody figures out, hey, these kids are all fat.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an ugly world. But so we talked about Reebok lawsuit, revolving door. What's the revolving door? The Diaz brothers in, they're out.
Well, they're not the only ones,
Rampage Jackson.
Yeah.
Now, that seems like it's going to be dragged into court.
Well, there was I've had my conspiracy theory about Bellator and Scott, and Scott Coker. So we'll see. Is this a mummery? Is this like, to create the illusion that, well, first of all, it would seem that the lawsuit pursuing anti-competitive practices by stealing our fighters, it seems like, look, in other words, it seems like if you wanted to create the illusion that you were not a monopoly, you would not be trying to steal other people's fighters, right?
I see.
Stealing other people. This is like the Princess Bride thing and poisoning the drink.
Yes.
Doing something that seemed like, would I do something like that if I was really concerned about? I don't know.
I see. I don't buy the conspiracy. Although, I have heard some, but I can't talk about it until John Nash the book has broken story. But we're hearing things about connections. But
that's worse than anything I would have ever done to you. I got some things.
Well, I'm not usually allowed to hear the back.
Yeah, I got it.
I've got a policy.
You got some things on things.
Yeah, but I have to edit their work, so occasionally.
All right, okay, I got it. That's okay.
All right, so you're in summary, 2014 shitbag.
No, I'm not gonna say that. I mean, there were some high highs.
There was that card, the Bisping Rockhold card in Australia. Yeah. Every fight to a finish, one of the most fun fights of MMA.
And there were a couple of them. There were a couple like where we had like real genuine moments of, MMA joy of life.
Yeah. And there were fewer great cards than there had been in recent years. There was no like UFC 139 or Shogun Hill Henderson that first.
I would say on measure you were right, but this if you remember a year ago, there was a certain amount of panic about the same thing that there's still a certain amount of panic about. I think last year we were panicked about Dana's health, the bald guy's health, about the possibility of, roots of succession, who they're going to get to follow. And in my sort of sublingual panic at this point is actually like I started talking about.
Sublingual would be unspoken, and yet you're speaking.
I am now, but I didn't speak of what I'm about to speak about right now, which is my concerns are very much the same. My concerns are like the future of MMA.
Yeah, where does it go from here?
I mean, will there be a time post Zuffa?
Clearly, I mean, Dana has said he's got a 5-year plan. He's world conquest, and he's out. He said that like 2 years ago.
The only person who's had a 5-year plan that stuck to it, as far as I know, is Darby Crash.
What about Joseph Stalin? He had not one, but 3.
yeah, that's right. Well, Darby Crash
influenced by was in the works before Barry was asleep.
That's it. Influenced by the David Bowie song, he said, "That's it. I'm done. 5 years." And all right. So, so that's why he killed himself. But so there is.
Timing on that was unfortunate, coming right before the death of John Lennon.
I think what? I think that given who he was and how he was, I think that would have been enough to stop him. He's like, I want my own thunder. Let me kill myself on a better day for me.
Yeah, but unfortunately, he didn't wait. He didn't wait for Margaret Chapman to make his move. I heard Darby Crash had unfortunately like hairy lower body.
Yeah, I heard that too. He was like a centaur.
Saturn.
Thank you.
Centaur's the horse.
The horse, right.
Saturn's the guy. Anyway, but
with a panpipe.
Supposedly, he had a lover in common with Paul Lynde.
I love Paul Lynde. Well, Hollywood
is reportedly very anti-Semitic. Paul Lynde.
Really?
Yeah. Just spewed anti-Semitic remarks.
Really?
At all times. Yeah.
On the Hollywood squares.
Not on TV, but like backstage. Yeah, because that was the Jews keeping him out of the A-list comedy gigs. Okay. Let's see.
You know what?
We're gonna hold that against him. He's an all-time great. Like,
is he alive still? No,
he's been dead for 20 years. Was he allowed to be a horrible person? Like Ezra Pound?
Ezra Pound or T.S. Eliot or I got really mixed feelings about that. H.L. Mencken said, okay, you can open my diaries a year after or 100 years after I'm dead, or 50, whatever, and they open it and they discovered the guy's like the sexist, racist, anti-Semite. But it's like, what? Did any of those things that he said in his private diaries, if he had walked out in the middle of the street in 1935 and said them, he said, what's wrong? The sun is shining.
Yeah, never.
It's Wednesday. Yeah. The stuff you're saying.
The Klan is the most popular men's organization in the country.
Yep.
So
I had a girlfriend who loved her grandparents very much, very dearly. And then when they died, she was a writer. When they died, they said, well, you should have all their stuff. And she gave them all their diaries. And in their diaries, it discovered that the grandfather, her doting grandfather that she had loved so much, it's like the shadow box, that play, had been an ardent and active KKK member in Kansas. Which amused me to no end. Hey, Grandpa. How the worm turns. Here we go.
It does indeed. Yes. So let's get ahead to next year.
No. I'm still back on the future of MMA. I mean, I think we could agree, and we couldn't have agreed in other times. I think we could agree that MMA is not something that will be practiced and enjoyed by people worldwide. But I don't say that it's going to be with the bald guy. I don't say that it's going to be with Zuffa's participation or Fox make it in, get out. It's not where football is, And football is by no means ubiquitous.
Soccer football.
Exactly. It's by no means ubiquitous, In
the Bay Area, they say football and soccer.
Yeah, so right. Soccer.
When he's not named up in a 49ers doctor.
Yeah. There's another 49ers doctor who used to work out at my gym. I used to take advice from him until he had a double quad blowout in a leg press. They had to call it he tried to crawl off the machine Dr. Bob.
I knew a guy who had a double quad blowout.
Oh, where was he when he had it?
Like 3 hours from the gym.
What was he doing?
He was walking around the house where he had just done an enormous number of leg presses.
Yeah.
And then fell over in his garage. So I had to stitch him back up. Some kind of heart medication apparently had weakened.
Oh man,
but it was a bad one.
This is terrible. So I'm just the future. It's not going away. Who's gonna? I mean, it's a real interesting shell game because I knew at the time, who was it? Bob Meyerowitz and Peretti is the guy's name?
John Peretti.
I knew those guys would not be able to hold on to it because they were violating the really basic dictum of making money for your friends. And I could feel like the Vegas guys were there, like, we can help, and like, no, we can do it. This is we can help for a fee, we can help, and then they finally lost it to the guys who had been offering to help the whole time.
Who on the commission when they made the crucial vote, but I mean that's it.
He means allegedly.
Allegedly, it's recorded fact. But I mean, just that the vote happened and he was on the commission. Right. But the connections are all kind of cloudy.
Yeah.
But anyway, so this year was not the best year.
This is my Joe Pesci headpiece from JFK. You can't keep him straight without a play card, buddy. Joe Pesci, a musician, started out life as a musician.
Oh yeah.
Used to sing with Frankie Valli.
Really?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was like he was. Most people don't know that.
It's like the fifth season.
Yeah.
Summer, spring, fall, winter.
Pesci. Yeah.
Sorry, dude.
No. He was like that was his thing, man.
The Four Seasons replaced one of the seasons like in the mid '60s, and nobody even notices. If you know, like if you look at your Four Season album covers, which I'm sure you're frequently thumbing through your DJ albums, that it changes from one fat balding guy to a different.
I didn't realize that. They do that. That whole conspiracy be about the bass player for Motley Crue.
Nikki Sixx?
Yeah.
What?
The fake Nikki Sixx.
The fake? He's the main guy in the band.
Man, there was time they say when he had the heroin problem, when he was out of it, they had to bring in a fake Nikki Sixx.
Was this during the Terrible albums?
Yeah, before Generation Swine,
Like after Dr. Feelgood.
Yes.
Correct. Okay, that's entirely plausible. But that's where the McCartney conspiracy theory falls down. Because if Paul McCartney died in '66, then who was doing all the Paul McCartney stuff?
No, he's still alive. As the woman with one leg can testify. But Ricky Rackman is doing this thing. He's starting a Kickstarter campaign.
MTV Headbangers Ball.
No, that's the other guy.
Ricky Rackman and Poison?
No,
that's Ricky Rock.
It was Ricky Rocket. So Ricky Rocket is doing this thing. I need to check this out.
Ricky Rackman was MTV.
Yeah, right. So he said, for $1,000, Kickstarter campaign, for $1,000, I will give you a jiu-jitsu lesson. So here at Team Sorrow, we are going to raise $1,000. So Ricky Rocket can come in and give us a jiu-jitsu lesson.
What is his
He studies jiu-jitsu, but he maybe studies. Does it matter? I just like what's gonna happen to CM Punk. Well, pretty much happened.
You're just gonna expose it to use click tracks on all those Poison live gigs, aren't you?
Oh, man.
You know, Poison didn't pre-record because you know how they know? Do you remember when CC DeVille had his temper tantrum live on MTV Awards and was playing a different song than the rest of the band? And every time they'd start one, he'd start a different one, and then they would try to play the one he was playing, and he would switch.
I remember that! That's great!
I saw it live as it happened, and we, hated the hair metal, and that was like the greatest thing.
What did his face look like when he was doing it?
He was like it's not Vince, Brett Michaels. He was looking right at Brett Michaels,
that's really fantastic.
Of like, his life flashing before his eyes right there on my TV. But then they bounced back. So
hey, I had a situation where the whole band played the other song, and I, rather than adapt, sang the song I was supposed to sing, and then called the band on it after the song was over. I was like, look,
live?
Yeah, live. And not only that, it was recorded. I said, why did the rest of the band play the wrong song all the way through? Instead of saying, actually, they were all playing a song that was a correct song, not the one on the list. I was the one who failed to adapt. It's great. On tape. Part of a live.
If you ever listen to Rod Stewart's version of Street Fighting Man,
the
band was originally playing a Little Richard song, and he decided to sing Street Fighting Man over, and it's the weirdest version of Street Fighting Man. Does it work? Not if you want to hear Street Fighting Man, but I mean it's fascinating. Like it's deconstructing two songs at once in a weird way.
I'd like to hear this.
It's available.
I saw Rod Stewart on Central Park West when I was in high school, walking along, and I crossed the street.
Just to get away from it.
But that was the whole semen in the stomach thing. I was like, you know what? I don't need
homophobia.
No, but hey, you had nothing to do with homophobia. I didn't want my semen to disappear in the Rod Stewart stomach. That's all. I was 15 years old. Yeah. It just seemed to be a better bet to take across the street.
I see. Rod was like a total the way that rumor got around Rod. Because it was a David Bowie rumor, obviously.
It was started by Bowie?
No,
it was about Bowie.
I mean, there were a number of rock stars flirting with bisexuality in the 70s. Mick Jagger, Lou Reed, David Bowie, Elton John. Elton John was more than flirting. He got married.
Yeah, he just got married. What cracks me up is how many guys, when HIV came out, how many guys start backing off their bisexuality.
How did Richard Lloyd not get HIV? Male guitarist for television, male prostitute, junkie.
Yeah, right. I know. When you got Joe Briath, fucking, but it could have been,
What was his name? Klaus Nomi.
Yeah, Klaus Nomi. I saw Klaus Nomi. Man, that was great.
The B-52s. He was awesome.
Yeah, Klaus Nomi. I saw him at the Mud Club. It was great. Wow. It was a good show. So.
I only saw him and heard the music before. But let's get back to task. Care, don't care for January of 2015. This month is so stacked with UFC events. We don't even need a rest of the year. Look what we got. We got Jones versus DC on January 3rd. Mega Care. You have a pick?
You gave me a hard time in the comments. Called me a fence sitter, but I've had time to think about this. Daniel Cormier is a friend of Knuckle Up. Been on the show, but I'm gonna have to go with the Vegas handicappers on this one. I'm gonna go with Jones. I hate to say it. Like Tom Waits said, just came in to join the crowd.
I gotta go with DC then.
Okay.
Because I think he might penetrate the reach.
And then
That's a tough one. Well, and then light him up on the inside. He's got, but
for
Jones
5 rounds?
So tall.
He's not going to do that for 5 rounds,
true.
man.
And Jones, a front kick to little DC's head.
Yeah.
All 5'8" of them. And I don't even think he's 5'9". I mean,
I would have felt more confident.
Is how tall is he? You met him?
Yeah, I didn't meet him in person. It was a phone. It was a phoner. But he's been at AK when I've been there. He seems to be about 5'11", 5'10".
Really?
5'10". Okay. Yeah. Okay. But if he had been training, if somehow Javier had pulled in a Tim Sylvia. Seriously, I think you just need that kind of Kyle King, Kyle Kingsbury, Mike Kyle, guys who are training at AKA. You got hard Kane, you got hard guys, hard team, but you just need structurally you need somebody.
Who's gangly.
Yeah, you need it. You need it.
That reach. The long skinny guys, they're tough.
Yep, So the hand is in the face. You're trying to negotiate the hand, and the elbow quickly follows. I mean, you've seen the tape. it's another thing to be in there facing it, you know.
Yeah. And John Jones is a mean person.
And he's angry now.
I like how his brand has become duplicitous, two-faced. Fuck.
I love it.
That's
That's what I
brand you can live with.
Look, when I first
just
started
tweeting, deleting, hacked.
I love that.
The thing about John Jones is like UFC fans champs have always had a reputation for being approachable by the fans, but we've never had a champ who'll log on to your Instagram and personally run down you and your girlfriend at length, like John Jones will, you know, and like just get into it with some 19-year-old from Sweden for no reason. I mean, no good reason. Because he's.
I like it. Yeah, I've done that. In the early days of the internet, man, showed up at a guy's house.
I've had some feuds with people on Yahoo Chess that got ugly. Don't fuck with Russians on Yahoo Chess.
Oh, really?
I learned this the hard way because they hacked my
ID.
Yeah, they paid a whole bunch of money to me, but it was down the street from me, and then I got audited 2 years later, and my wife didn't believe me. She thought that I had some unreported and it was like, finally I was vindicated, and the missus had to apologize. This is early on in our marriage. After she discovered the credit card debt, I ran up taking her around the world during the courting process. And it took me years to calculate. Now, why was I so deep in the hole? Oh, yeah, when it took me to Vancouver for a birthday and the time we went to Holland. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. She doesn't watch the show. So.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Jones versus DC.
So are you going to stick with DC?
No, I got to fall, man. Jones is just too big and too tall. Yeah. I mean, the wrestling is interesting.
But also, too, you know, I mean, we've seen the chant, you know, there's a possibility of, you know, anybody on any given day, these guys are so good, something could happen. But but I mean, look,
toe could just dislocate.
Yeah, you know. But I mean,
DC could also have weight cutting problems. He's got to fight at light heavyweight. He's got to make 205.
Yeah. And also, I mean, there's a lot riding on this. This is a record.
This is the big.
If Jones wins this fight, what records has he broken? Longest running streak. Yeah, he'll have the longest running streak. You know, still the youngest champion, longest running streak, and title defense, number title weight defenses. Yeah, I mean, he's
destroyed a legion of great.
Yeah. It's a big, you know. I mean, and just as big as it is for him, it would be big for DC. So, but in a different way. I think the big for Jones is a motivating factor. For DC, it could be a weight to bear that just flips you the fuck out. You know. I mean,
the championship belt. You mean?
Yeah. You know.
Well, I mean, he never got Olympic gold.
That's what I mean.
I see.
You know.
Yeah, see, if he had Olympic gold, I would be more likely to pick him. But that second place Sonnen thing sticks in my head.
Yep.
Once you see yourself as not quite Olympic. All right.
Especially with fighters, man. It sticks with you.
It's not like you can bench ride your way to multiple Super Bowl.
The stink of that sticks with you. You never get out of it. So.
Yeah. All right. So later in the month, Conor McGregor going to headline a card in Boston against Dennis Seaver the same night as the Patriots might be having an AFC Championship game. In Boston.
Same time?
Same time. It'll end roughly, the football game will end roughly at the beginning of the fights.
Yeah, that's all right. So you could cross.
But I mean, in Boston, what people are going to be choosing, like whether to go to Foxborough to see the football game or to go see the fights.
I've been there. I don't remember how close Foxborough is. I don't know.
It's not convenient.
Yeah, it's not okay.
It's not like you're going to do both.
Well, look, it's not like Conor McGregor's from fucking Boston.
It's terrible. It's the worst.
It's terrible.
Yeah. Boston, the whole thing. I like parts of it, but the people of Boston. No offense. The most obnoxious people.
Like, yeah, as a native New Yorker, Boston always confused me. Like
it's a lot of the same ethnic blend as New York, but it's just different. It didn't blend.
Yeah.
Those racist old Yankee Puritans didn't let the
something about Marky Mark and Vietnamese guys.
Marky Mark's victim says, "Hey, I forgive him for his racist assault."
Yeah.
So. Yeah. I mean, can we forgive?
What you mean? You mean the Vietnamese guy whose head he split open?
Yes.
But I don't know if the black kids he was chasing up and down the street. I forget.
Well, they didn't catch him.
I don't know if he caught them.
See, that's the thing. He caught the Vietnamese guy. And The Vietnamese kid that got killed by the white Aryan resistance movement. And they sued Mexico to the ground.
That's right. That's right.
They
That's
shut
right.
down war,
Yep.
which was a good
White
thing.
Aryan Resistance League, even though they had the best cartoons.
Jack Chick actually had the best cartoons.
Jack Chick. No, they were up there. If you look at some of Mexico's cartoons, which is still online, they give me.
I'm amazed Hustler didn't run them.
I know. They've amused me. I used to run them routinely at that.
Remember how racist the Hustler cartoons were in the 70s?
Yeah.
And pedophilia, the Chester the Molester.
Of course.
Did that guy go to jail?
Yes.
Yeah.
For
pedophilia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck. God. Oh man, that guy. I met him up at the office. I was glad when he was gone. He was a creep. Nobody liked him.
Yeah.
So,
creeps.
And then he got caught in that video where they made some documentary about porn. And he's trying to talk to the cameras about and his daughter is playing. The daughter he later went to prison for molesting is playing with her trains or making some kid noise in the background. He goes, "Come on, honey," and then the camera just is, asking questions. Come on, he goes, kill that kid, and the camera just silently. I guess it didn't look too good. Man, You
ever hear of White Boy, the DC band that was like the first punk band in DC ever? But it was like a father-son duet.
I remember Black Market Baby. That's my earliest DC punk band.
White Boy was like predates any. It was like just a record that came out of nowhere. I've never heard it. It's supposed to be legendary, but the guy went to jail for like 1 million years.
For what?
For molesting his son, who was his partner in the band. That was supposed to be his supposedly it's just an incredible record. But
yeah,
we have wondered far. How do we get on child molesting?
Yeah, it's terrible.
So we got McGregor Seaver. Then we got Gus versus Rumble. Rumble's gonna kill him.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. You know what? A lot of times
Jones can beat Rumble. I think Rumble can only beat himself.
Which he does. And his he was
allegedly, arrestedly, police reporting. I think the guy's in phenomenal shape. As a force, his striking is incredible.
I think his head will. I think him.
I don't think he has a championship head.
Yeah, correct. I think him against Jones. The head game. He's done. Yeah. He's done. I don't think his head is strong enough to get.
He might not even be able to get past Gustafson with the head game.
I don't know about that. There's a thing that kicks in where you look across the mat of the cage. You go, I can't lose to that guy. I just can't. At one point I was, I did that thing. I fought Jake Shields for some article, and the photographer was there. Her boyfriend. Donna Shalala is.
No, sorry.
Her boyfriend at the end, Jake beats me up for 45 minutes, and then the boyfriend figured either Eugene's depleted or I got some high school wrestling, I could take a chance. He said, "Hey Eugene, I'd like to go around with you," and the whole room at Jake's place gets quiet because it's a challenge. There's a protocol. I was like, "Oh, okay, Andrew, be glad to." And as I'm circling back to the mat, Jake is quiet enough for me to hear. He goes, "You better not lose this." And I understood exactly what that meant, man. You can't. I don't care if I beat you up for 2 hours. You can't lose to just some guy in socks who's like, "I used to wrestle in high school. Maybe I could." And I mean, I felt sorry for Andrew because that single-handedly resulted in me giving him the most brutal chokeout ever. Did he
soil himself?
No. Yeah, you're right. If he didn't soil himself, it wasn't. No. So this is the same thing. I think that Rumble looks across the cage at Gus and goes like, "No way."
Yeah,
no way. And the interesting thing is, he will then, like we always talk about the opening of doors, he will open a door so that Jones will go like,
maybe.
I never thought of attacking Gus on this level. This is a good way to go.
Maybe, but I could also see Gus having watched the tape on Rumble and realizing eye pokes. Remember the way he looked when he got eye poked by that guy? He had this "Mama, how can this happen to me?" look on his face. And Gus might be going, eye poke. Like a Uriah Faber type.
Why wasn't somebody put up a meme of photos from Jones fights. I poke.
Chuck Liddell was the king of the eye poke.
Oh, was he?
Oh,
Yeah,
man. The eye poke frequently preceded the knockout. Same side. And,
right.
Randy
Hey,
Couture
man,
can say,
this is my routine, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then what else we got?
We got Silva versus Nick Diaz.
Yep.
Is that going to be just a fiasco? Is Nick going to look as bad as Nate did in this?
I don't think so. I don't. But
is he going to be as out? Is he
no,
going to be outclassed?
But no, I don't think Nick. Also, a friend of Knuckle Up. I think what's going to be exposed
Does he smell like pot?
No.
No.
I think what was going to be exposed, and he's a super nice guy.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Both of the Diaz brothers, like in real life, they're like.
But that's not a shtick.
No,
I mean, the way they are with the cameras and other, it's not a shtick. He's free forming, and they're nice guys. But they're pushed in places where normal people aren't.
Yeah, in real life, you're not like following around with the microphone.
Yeah, right.
Right. Stupid questions.
Right. So I think that we'll discover how much of his appeal came from the extra fight things. How much, Donald Cerrone giving him the finger, knocking his hat up. But okay. But I think he respects Anderson enough where there's not going to be any of that stuff. So
possibly,
and there won't be.
But shouldn't he have respected Frank Shamrock's son? Was it because Frank was old and a dick?
He's a dick. Okay. So I mean, what could happen is that both of these guys in the cage, both Silva and Diaz, could be like, doing the high, like no fighting at all, just like the battle of the hijinks. Yeah, no, it's like
running behind the referee.
Yeah, right. That would be great. Yeah. The battle of the hijinks. And then when they do
make contact, Anderson breaks his leg in the first kick.
It done. It done.
I don't want to see that again.
No, man. I like somebody on one of the posters was saying, "Oh man, how can you not talk about this fight? This is." Wolf tickets. He's like, I can't even really think about Anderson Silva right now.
No.
I just can't. I want them both to get through this fight healthy. I'm having a hard time picking a side. Yeah. So I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I can't.
It's squeezing that orange one last time.
It's like two brothers fighting. I really can't. I just can't.
You don't like brother fights?
No, man. When my kids started training MMA, I talked to my kids. I talked to the coaches and have a big. Like in the Cray brothers, the Mama Cray said, "The world is your enemy. You are not each other's enemy." So
I see.
I definitely, my kids were fighting to the death. I can't. When I train with my kids, they will not tap to me. I mean, I'll have their arm like bent, and they will not. And I realize
because they know you're not snapping it.
No, it's one thing. They would rather have me snap it than to tap to me. So, which I like that spirit, but I don't want to break my kids' arms.
Exactly. So they know you're not.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh yeah.
I mean, come on, Dad.
No, I'll hurt you. Yeah, we're training. I mean, I got kid or no kid, you're gonna get hurt. But
I like this lady's cap.
Huh? Yeah. No, she.
Like a nice leather
yeah, she just came. Like, she was on the west side. She was at the meat packing industry.
It's like a 70-something.
That's what somebody told me to go to Austin. He goes, "You just should go to Austin because there are lots of homos there." I was like, "All right, homos."
You're called a newscaster. You're in the Bay Area.
I know. Well, there's a guy who used to work for me
at the rental car place. There was like the gay tourists that come to San Francisco annoy me to no end because they're so excited about coming to San Francisco. I mean, there were guys in front of me and the rental clerks who I hate car rental people, sharks and thieves, and these guys were pretty boys that were milking these gay tourists and flirting with them and then getting them, upselling them on the insurance. And I was so livid. I was so livid by the time I got up to the front of the line. And the guy was asking
me. You took a Yugo. I was so livid, I took a Yugo.
A Kia Optima. I mean, the guy was like, "What are you here for?" And I'm like, "I'm here." Like, I was like, I just went to the TSA, buddy. Like,
right.
I had to open my chapstick for the TSA.
Oh,
so like,
man. Oh man. Well, the thing is, this used to happen with New Yorkers. Like, this girl I was hanging out with said, "Let's go to this bar, we'll get a drink." I was 17 years old, about to leave New York. And we sit down, and all of a sudden, these people burst into song. And I'm like, "You fucking kidding me?" Non-New Yorkers who came to New York with this kind of fictional TV idea about what New York was. Yeah, and they're like, no, Cheers was later. That was but it was like, da-da, chorus line, and they're singing these like show tunes. I go, what
It's like
place
the
is this?
Movie,
Right?
Little Town Car.
Yeah, it was terrible, man. So I hate. I mean, yeah, you know, if you're a gay cat in San Francisco, you hate gay tourists. It's like, you know what? Get the fuck out of my neighborhood, please. One summer I was gonna have a place up on the Castro, and it was like, I mean, just like tourists, man. They're tourists, you know, guys with cameras. I'm gonna stand next to the big gay flag. Get the fuck out of here. Let me go on my gay way, please. You know. So,
yes.
But anyway.
Yeah, that's neither here nor there. Yeah, I don't know how to get out of that one.
Well, no, there was an exit, and I'm feverishly trying to get to the. We swam out to deep water, and
everybody hates rental cars. I think everybody's.
I've gotten a massive fight with one because one of my rental cars got broken into, and they stole a bunch of my stuff. You guys got to pay for that. They go, it was back 7 years later. I make the mistake of going into not the same company. And they're like, well, we have this pending case. I go, oh, that's right, it was you guys. Now that I'm here, and I just continued for like 14 years, they never paid.
Why would they pay? They're liable for you getting your car broken into?
Yeah, for my laptop.
Based on?
And my super expensive video cameras. And
based on
my
what?
box of jewels.
Every parking garage
my
is
box,
not liable.
I had tons of expensive stuff in that car.
Yeah, this story's falling apart.
I want redress.
I gotta take the rental car company.
Do you have receipts for this? Yes, and they were in the car.
It's not like a home. It's not like a homeowner's policy. Get your grift on.
No. If you
policy, I can see that covers the stuff.
Theft and collision. I got theft and collision. What are you taking this out? You don't even know these guys.
You had theft and theft insurance. When did you get theft insurance?
If you go into Hertz, they give it to you. They used to.
Interesting. Well, they do try to give it to you. They do try to upsell you on all kinds of things.
Oh, here she is. The Village People woman. That's what started.
That is the leather hat.
You can't see it. There's an old lady walk by with
a boss leather hat.
Cruising. Should see it. Al Pacino.
It might be the one. It might be the very one. She's getting it for her gay tourist son.
Yeah, right.
For Christmas.
Right. You just tried it out.
All right. I think that's our show. I think.
Weidman and
Weidman and Belfort. Is that going to happen? And if it does, is Belfort going to look like a shriveled orange, like a lime you left out in the sun too long?
I don't know. In general, I don't care.
Don't you think that should?
Weidman and Belfort, I don't really care. I don't think it's a fight.
Wouldn't you like to see Belfort roided to the gills fighting Weidman?
Or I'd like to see Belfort fight or Weidman fight Gegard Mousasi or anybody but Belfort, man.
Why?
I don't know. I'm just
tired of the TLC.
Yeah.
He's not a very likable guy.
I just think, and this is our segue to close. And that's that,
you got New Yorkerism with Weidman. You got that whole.
Yeah, I got that. I'm now swung around. I'm a Weidman fan, but I also, mostly because the rest of America started to hate him. So now I got to pick up the baton.
The rest of America is just indifferent.
That's it. The opposite of love is not hate; it's indifference.
Yeah, got it bad.
I think I don't know. The future of MMA, even post Zuffa, post the bald guy, whatever. I mean. The big issue, and this is what the whole union thing brings up, where are tomorrow's stars?
I know.
If anybody had a really succinct, distinct sense of how you make a star, they would make more stars, but they don't.
They would. Yeah, it's not just the 3-piece suit.
Yep. Yeah, Conor McGregor is one. He will be remembered if he keeps producing. But, Randy Couture, Don Frye. How do you create guys that will be etched into people's minds tomorrow? And they don't know how. Nobody knows,
I think Scott Cook has a better handle on it than the bald guy.
I got 2 words for you. Daniel Puder.
You don't hit every time.
Okay, all right.
But Nick Diaz, man.
Yep.
Scott Coker made.
Yeah, but Diaz was already fighting. It's not like he
Speaking of career,
I discovered gold.
Chris Cyborg decided not to go down to 135.
Yeah.
Have you seen her sexy pics that she just took?
No.
It's
but
they are safe for work because they're not technically R-rated because she's got a thong and
but you know what?
But they will alter your mind permanently and not in a good way. You do not want to watch
but you know what? I could say that about every single female MMA fighter with the exception of Gina Carano.
And Felice Herrick.
You know what? I just
There's a lot of
no. I'm not saying I'm not good looking. I'm just saying that my mind is very simple. I got a simple scenario in my simple mind.
You see an MMA fighter, you think impetigo.
No, I see fighter, and I just see a fighter.
Staph infection.
It becomes as classless, not without class, but without caste. You know, I mean, people go, "Hey, you got women you train with?" Yeah, sometimes women come by. Yeah, that must be good. So no, man, this is just somebody I'm training with. I'm not, you know, about getting my.
Kaufman had a different thing about
It's Andy Kaufman, and there've been, you know,
intergender champ.
There have been local regional schools who have had gangbangs on the mat and off times. I won't mention any of them. San Francisco. I want to mention any of them. Gracie Academy. I want to mention any of them, but you know, look, I'm not thinking about that when I'm rolling.
What a man of the year. He might not be journalist of the year. What a humanitarian.
But he's not thinking about boners when he rolls. Eugene Robinson.
All right.
I gotta get a T-shirt that says "Not thinking about boners."
I'm channeling Sammy Martin, great SCTV character. And what was the John Candy character's side?
William B.
William B. It's just,
in all honesty, can I say, Nate, as a comic,
yes.
Yeah, you see this good guy walking up. I've been brutalized. He's a Navy SEAL. I've been brutalizing that guy for 2 years, and I got real lazy, and he got me with an ankle lock, and he's been flying high.
I see.
But he hasn't figured out the math of that. Which, if you tap an upper belt, you were gonna get brutalized for another 2 years, even worse without mercy. You know,
James bringing it to this guy. Yeah. I might have to stay.
Pete, you gotta get it. You gotta get it. You know,
no vendetta too petty. No vendetta too petty.
Well, no, the thing is, I roped the goat because right afterwards, I was like, good, buddy, you did good. Then we rolled again. I was very gentle and all again.
I see. But now, today, it's today the day.
He doesn't see it coming now.
I see. Got him rolled in this, just like that rental car company. All right. Well, I think that's our show. Remember, like us on YouTube. That's the check mark. Subscribe to MMANation.com on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter at Eugene S. Robinson, at Kidney. You can read Eugene at Aussie.com, Vice's Fightland if they pay him, or even if they don't pay him.
Yeah, it's still up there. It's still up on the Fightland. I just want to write more.
Fight, everything you ever want to know about.
Oh! I almost forgot. This would have been terrible. I want to dedicate this show to you didn't think I would forget. There's a guy who's a super big sports fan. He's a super big fan of the show, and his wife contacted me about mentioning him on the show because dude is terminal illness of some kind, but a big fan of the show, but had been a sports guy. Hold on, I'm gonna do this right now. This is great. I'm sorry that I saved it to the end of the show. I was gonna. They actually might be watching, so I've tipped my hand in a really unpleasant. His nickname was Bullet Bob, and he was I think. Let me see. Hold on, man.
You have a search function on this?
Sorry, man. Hey, don't.
I got
Jessica Morris. And Jessica Morris's husband, Bullet Bob, has Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS. And he was an athlete his whole life, started riding motorcycles at 4 years old, rode competitively for 40 years. They call him Bullet Bob. The last year he raced, he was diagnosed, played third nationally in his class for vintage motorcycle racing. He's a big MMA fan. And I'm not going to say something cheesy like this show's for you, buddy. But this show's for you. Hey, it wouldn't be complete without the nice thing, the sweet and sour, the savory thing. So, and Bullet Bob, thanks for listening. You got a great wife, Jessica Morris, and maybe Kid will mention it in the write-up for the top at the top. So that you know that you got to listen to 58 minutes of us talking. So if he has time. So anyway,
adios, MMA aficionado.
Later.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.